This video is brought to you by the OFM Essentials Collection Racing Style Gaming Chair, because you can't be a badass with a sore ass. Support my channel while doing your cheeks a favor. Click the link in the description below. Minion in. Okay guys, I have to rant. A little. I'm sorry, but this is important. If you've seen some of my gameplay videos, especially the ones with racing or excessive violence, all that shit, so I don't fucking know.
That fucking terrifies me.
Fuck! You know I'm not somebody who can't handle lewdness or profanity. Profanity can be funny, and it also can be helpful when it's used right. But if you're just using it to be crass and to get attention, that doesn't make you cool. It makes you stupid. I swear on my kids. They know the difference between good profanity and bad profanity. By the way, this video doesn't have to be Bless Unleashed specific. It applies to any game where you encounter toxicity. Having said that, if you've played Bless Unleashed, you know that global chat is a total mess. It's a dumpster fire. It's absolutely unmoderated. Everybody gets away with everything. And when people are running around with character names like DPS my pussy and spamming the N-word while daring GMs to do something about it, then clearly there are no repercussions for toxic behavior, and I wouldn't let my kids into that kind of an environment. That shit can be funny in moderation. Global chat has no semblance of it, and there are plenty of games out there with far more toxic communities. Excuse me. Sea of Trolls! Fortnite! League of Legends! So here's my call to action. If a game is not moderating its own toxic levels, then it's up to us to pitch in. Because they might tolerate that stuff, but you know who doesn't? Microsoft doesn't. If you see toxic behavior, like someone spamming the N-word for example, report that shit. Not to Bandai Namco or whoever, to Microsoft. And if you don't know how, I'm about to show you. Let's say you see someone committing a reportable offense. Either they're named Cunt Gobbler or they just called someone a faggot. You respond by holding LB and pressing X to open chat. Then use the D-pad to navigate to the offending player's post, that's me, so I'm not accidentally reporting other people. Select Block Player. This will open up a Microsoft block or report interface. There it is, report or block. You can also block if you like, but it's important that you select Report first. Most of the options the interface gives you revolves around a player's behavior inside the confines of Microsoft features, so you have to dig a little to get where you're going. The option you're looking for is Unsporting Behavior. From there you can choose Sexually Inappropriate if the player's character name is Anal Fuck Goblin, for example, or if they made some kind of comment in line with that kind of name. If they use a derogatory term or hate speech, you'll find that under Something Else, Hate Speech. If you're really picky, you can also report someone just for profanity, but don't expect any kind of response. If they just use a swear word casually and it's not hate speech, don't bother. And why should you? If enough of us do this, here's what's going to happen. Microsoft notifies Bandai Namco and prompt them to take action. Bandai Namco may not care about toxic behavior or player complaints pertaining to such, but they can't just ignore it when it comes from the company that provides their only currently existing platform for their game. They'll want Microsoft to know that Bless Unleashed is upholding etiquette guidelines and standards that Microsoft expects on its console. Now I have to say this, I love the Bless Unleashed devs. They very obviously care about preventing toxic behavior, and in my experience, they listen and respond to feedback in an intelligent and timely manner. And you have to remember, NeoWiz or Studio 8 and Bandai Namco are separate companies that play separate roles in all of this. And maybe there's third-party companies involved for community management, I don't know. So maybe the devs who care so much about preventing toxicity in open-world PvP systems have no influence over toxicity in chat. So no blame there. Or their resources are stretched too thin to have a proper amount of GMs. Or their GMs don't care. There's so many factors, I couldn't begin to tell you who is to blame. And honestly, I don't care whose fault it is. I just care that enough people in the higher tier of authority around there are forced to take action. Something has to happen. I'd love to let my kids play this game, but until chat can either be turned off or is properly moderated, that's not going to happen. Like I said, there is good profanity and there is bad profanity. Let's all do our part in bringing things back down to a reasonable level. Minion out.